on YouTube. Today is the first episode of me and my Duster. This is my 1974 Plymouth Duster. It is a Slant 6 225 factory single barrel. Still has single barrel on it, and it is a 904 automatic transmission. And pretty much everything you see is how it came from the factory, minus a few things. So it does have disc or drum brakes that I did upgrade the front brakes with my dad to disc. As you can see, they're a bigger bolt pattern now versus these. Different type of pattern. These ones don't have as very many good options, so we're gonna be changing out this rear end eventually. But yeah, this is my Duster. I wanted to start a channel, about it, kind of like just me driving it and just day to day if I can, or different episodes of just me and my Duster, like I said. So anyways, here's the motor, the engine bay, as you can see. The whole 100 horsepower, if that this engine makes. The Slant 6 225 factory single barrel. Same air cleaner that came with it. See, factory AC on it. Heater works. No power brakes. Manual brake system. No power steering. So this is, about as no power as you can get. All manual brakes and steering and all that. So aftermarket. Right here, we have to install this. This thing leaks. It's not very good. We may change it out, but it hasn't been that great. Not sure what it is about for the brakes, but that came with the disc brake system, the disc brake setup that we did conversion, and that thing has just not been very great. I'm not sure why. This electric fan we added to help the cooling in the summer with the AC. It does help quite a bit, but factory AC isn't that great in this all the time, especially with the low horsepower. When you're turning this thing on, you gotta be wise about it, because you're getting on the freeway. You're gonna get there in 60 minutes to 60 now, but it does take a while to get up to 60 when the AC's on. This definitely bogs down the motor quite a bit, especially when you're idling. You really feel the car struggling to stay on sometimes, or the idles is real low with the AC on. Nothing much else going on under here. It's pretty much all factory, minus a few electrical stuff that we had to do to keep it from cooking itself. Interior of my Duster. These are all the original seats that I can verify. There's one rip on that side. I have seat covers on back. I have a blanket over this cardboard I made to go on these windows, so when I'm not using it in the summer and I park it, I cover these up. Typically I have a cardboard to cover this. I actually got to refix that blanket right there. As you see, it's exposing the top, burning it. We installed these speakers. The rubber around there melted due to the heat out here, but we installed this little carpet thing. Turned out pretty good. I like the way it came out. I definitely like it. I think I could have done better on that, but it turned out pretty well. And then it does have the digital dash, so we did install this. As you can see, RPM has the clock right there, what time it is, oil pressure, fuel level, temperature, and then volts for the alternator. You know, whatever it's producing. I guess regulator. And you turn on the headlights, it goes down. It's supposed to. It's actually not, because it goes up because it's charging it more. So it's working pretty good, actually. I'm actually, happy with it so far. So the way we installed this is, we actually didn't end up cutting the wiring. We used the original piece and we fed the wires into where they go. So I was able to figure out what does what, like which one's the headlights and all that, So we didn't really have to tear the wiring apart, luckily, to do this. It's actually all in there. I don't know if you'd be able to see it, but we didn't actually have to tear any of the wiring out, which is amazing. We didn't have to cut any of it. We used the original connectors. We just did we found some connectors on the auto parts store that worked. And we used those and we were able to slot them into the little revolver looking plug back there. So it actually worked out. And and then I have a digital radio here. So this radio works pretty good. I'm not that happy with the brightness. It's a retro sound. I don't know, I've been having some issues with the brightness. I just see it's like half lit right now, so I don't know if it's going out or if the weather causes this. The original AC controls hasn't been changed yet. This little guy is a little janky. He kind of acts up if you change it to anything but high. It kind of just automatically goes to the lowest setting, or it gets really hot sometimes. What else? So yeah, I removed the headliner and treated the top for rust, but I got to treat it again, looks like. I did spray the whole thing. I covered the inside with plastic. I replaced these right here, kick panels, with these aftermarket ones, so they have speakers built in. I actually don't like these at all. I don't like the way they look. On the picture, it showed that the speaker was in, and when I got them, the speaker was out like this. So I'm not a fan of this at all. And I probably will take these out and put the original kick panels back in. I bought some new ones that are just the same as the original. Didn't come in this car, but the same thing for a 74 Duster. So I'll put those in, and then I'll probably install the center speaker up here eventually, just to get sound in the front, and just remove these things altogether. I don't have the AC vents right here installed because I was still working on the radio and wiring and etc., and it's just easier to have it out of the way. So I just have that giant hole right there, and just blows the air on me, and it works fine for the driver. Can't say for the same for the passenger, but she can deal with it. And so this is my Duster, and this digital dash works really good. This is a straight pipe slant 6. So I can actually show you what it sounds like. I like the sound of it personally. I think it kind of reminds me of a diesel a bit. Sounds pretty neat. I like it. But so steering column has a lot of play in it. Bearing definitely needs to be replaced. I mean, you can move it from here to here, and that's not moving the steering at all. So until it gets tight, that's when the steering's actually moving. The driving straight is a challenge in this. You gotta kind of get it where you want, and then you try to keep it, but it does this, so the steering actually will move to the left or right, but you just gotta go back and forth and keep it straight. The shifting column's going out, so it's not even no more. So you can tell that's neutral right now, and then this is drive, second, first is pretty on, second, reverse is way off, oh there it goes, and then park. And now the new issue is you actually can't take the key out unless you lift this up all the way and then turn this. It won't let you take it out. Just going bad. Has to be replaced. Needs to be fixed. Mirror is actually clear and good shape. I think this is a factory mirror. This is the original rear view mirror that came with it. Doesn't have any black spots or nothing. I keep it clean as I can. And then the factory side mirror, and then no right mirror. So always look at the right. Plastics in this are really hard to find. A-arms. Trying to get some custom ones made with some gauge slots to go here, maybe 3. Because I do plan on installing a turbo in this Slant 6, or not in this Slant 6, but a Slant 6, and putting it in this car eventually. Because I kind of like the Slant 6 a lot. I could do a V8, but I'm a big fan of it. I've never really cared for, I guess, just going for the V8 or the average thing that everyone had. I kind of want to do something unique, and that's just kind of how I am in general. I like to do stuff like that. So, I don't know, building a Slant 6 build would be pretty cool. I know a lot of people have done it, but I just want to do it in a Duster and keep the factory AC on there and stuff like that. Emergency brake works still. Horn works, factory horn. Pretty cool. Window washer spray does not work, but the headlight switch does work for the high beams. Wipers work. I'm not going to turn them on because it's dry, but they do turn on. And yeah, so it's my Duster, and the side is factory. Here's the instructions on how to start it if it's cold. This is, I believe, the only year Duster that came with a seat belt, fastened seat belt, where you could not start the car unless you're sitting down on the sensor and the seat belt is plugged in. So this explains how to do that, and it tells you how to start your car if it's cold. And yeah, so this is pretty cool. This is from the factory. And I have, this side doesn't have a mirror on it, just, basic, the most basic order of a Duster you can get. There's the seatbelt. The start it without being, seatbelt is disconnected. Obviously, everyone disconnected them back then, I'm sure. It was a horrible idea, and I don't think they ever did it again after this year, where you couldn't start your car if the seatbelt wasn't buckled in, you're sitting down. I also heard that if you had something on your passenger seat, that you could not start your car because it would think that someone is sitting down. But yeah, so here it is. I guess we could go on a little drive real quick. Let me do that. You really have to slam these hoods. Or not slam them, but fit it like you mean it. So yeah, let's go on a drive. One thing I forgot to mention is we did install a sway bar recently. So yeah, that helped with the steering a lot. The handling is pretty great in this car now. So I wanted to point that out real quick. We did install a sway bar, did not come with one. So we were able to get that installed, and it looks pretty good. Alright, it's time to go on a drive. Alright, you guys, so anyway, this is my daily driver. This is my first official car that I bought. My dad helped me buy, but I paid some of it, and he paid the rest. So we got it from a person that had it. He wasn't doing too great in health, and the person before then was an old lady. She kept it pretty nice, and I've tried to keep it pretty nice myself. So yeah, going on a little drive here. So it's pretty slow, but you can probably tell. And the gauges are flashing because of the camera, not because of me. But it does have some pretty cool downshifts. Like if you really, stomp on it, it sounds pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I take this to work. I take this to my girlfriend's house. I take it to Fresno. I take it everywhere, really. Anywhere I go, I'm driving this mostly. I do have a 74 truck that I do drive sometimes, but it's not mine. It's my dad's, so I try not to take it very far, only if I'm going down the street or to a store or something. About full throttle, 40 to 60, a few seconds. One thing is you gotta kind of be smart when driving older cars like this. You always brake way before where you're going. There's no ABS in this, so gotta be pretty smart about it. You always let go of the gas early. I try not to pull out in front of anyone. I won't pull out in front of that guy because he's pretty far and he's going pretty slow. But you just gotta remember there's not a lot of power, no ABS, no airbags. So you just gotta think about what you're doing. On the freeway, there's been times where there was traffic backup and I wasn't able to safely stop in time. So you have to go off to the side because car like this, you slam on the brakes and you hit them too hard, you're going to lock up and slide, and once you start sliding, that's it. You have no control. So I like to be wise about that, and I try not to do that as much as possible. If there's a big traffic jam and someone's stopping in front of me and I'm already going 50 and I can't slow down enough, I'll just push the brakes pretty hard, slow down as much as I can, let go I have to before it starts locking up, and then hold again, and then go off to the side of them a little bit and go a couple feet past them just to stop safely, because you stop too hard, you're gonna ruin someone. You always gotta pay attention to who's behind you, who's on your right. There's no right mirror. To drive a car like this, you gotta be very aware of what you're doing. No power steering, so it's always good to keep a roll going if you want to turn. Because you don't keep a roll going, this thing's hard to turn. I have my rear view mirror turned at an angle like that so I can see more of the right side than the left. Because I have this right here, and I can just tilt my head. Look, you always look on your right, when you're on the freeway making passes. One thing about this car is the rear window fogs up a lot, and it makes it really hard to drive. No right mirror, no rear view, so you just gotta, think about what you're doing. But I guess this first episode is kind of me talking about, what it's like to drive, and it's pretty cool. favorite car for sure. I mean, that I own. And I plan on keeping this the rest of my life and building it, you know, fixing it up. Maybe not restoring it, but making it how I want, and just as my daily driver right now. I know it can't be my daily driver forever. It's just not realistic, you know, once I get a family or whatever, but I'm gonna drive it every day as much as I can. Alignment's off, eats up tires like crazy, gotta get it aligned, but it's pretty cool. Radio works pretty good, speakers work. So yeah, that's me driving around, just talking a little bit. I don't make YouTube videos very often, so I'm sure it'll get better. But so you actually have to do that because you can't take it out or turn it unless you lift it up. And I don't know why. Something to do with the shifting, but it just locks it. On the key lock. Yeah, this is my Duster and factory paint, factory fenders, dents that it got. The bumpers were removed, little rubber bumpers on the bumper. They're removed and it was pushed, and it looks really good. I mean, whoever did the job did it very well. It's unfortunate that it got smashed into by when the old lady was driving it. She couldn't drive anymore. She hit a couple things. No one hit it from what I know, but she just couldn't drive very good anymore. No power steering, but yeah, here it is. And look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks.